Welcome to Football Banter FC. Here with me is Mr. Joe, and I call him Funny Joe, aka JJ Okucha. Joe, Nigeria is playing their AFCON game today against Tanzania, and with the performer of Nigeria recently, performer of the Super Eagles recently. What do you have to say about Nigeria chance against Tanzania today in today match?
Okay, Nigeria Tanzania today. I would say it's a very simple game. Like I will not even look at this game as a tough match for Nigeria because previously the last time we met Tanzania was in 2015 and 2016. That's in the AFCON qualification match. The first leg was 0-0, then the second leg was 1-0 in favor of Nigeria. So if you look at the goal margin, Nigeria used to do a kind of a goal line. You see 1-0, 2-1, 2-0. I don't even know why they don't make it a bigger one. Most times they play game, you see 1-0. Though African kind of football is like that. But for today's game, despite the fact that the players are devastated with the outcome of the World Cup qualifiers, the expectations was not what the outcome gives. But whatever it is, they have to move on and focus on what is at stake. The outcome is what they are focused on right now because the World Cup qualification is a pass, and there's nothing they can do about it. You understand that kind of thing? So what I would urge the Nigerian players to do is to focus on the game, focus on every game. Like every game that you take is so important. There's nothing like underdog or any small nation that you go into the field with the expectation that you're going to win this match, guarantee. You understand? Then all of a sudden the underdog will now begin to surprise you in the field, and it will now become a very challenging game. So they should just stay away from that. All the kind of mentality of going into a game with this mentality of we are going to win this game 100%. These people, they are just underdog, they cannot do anything. Once you go to the field with that kind of expectation and you apply that same energy in the field, you might have another different result, and you'll be surprised about it.
Okay. Yes. Good. So with the pattern Tanzania is playing, I guess they are playing attacking ball. So what should Nigeria be cautioned about in Tanzania style of playing in today's match?
What Nigeria should be cautioned about is, I would say, the whole players in the field. They need to be very careful of those players. Because a team like this that doesn't have a particular player that you want to focus on to try to prevent him from causing a lot of damage to your own team, you can see that most of all these things sometimes, I believe the Tanzania coach will kind of play more of defending today. Because in the press conference that I watched, mostly he was talking about Osimhen. So it's obvious that from his statement, if you understand that very well, it's obvious that they are actually after blocking the Nigerian attack. Our threat, most of the threat, our threat to our opponent is Victor Osimhen. You understand? Most coaches, when they are talking about Super Eagles, mostly they focus on Osimhen. So I believe today Tanzania will definitely want to play more of defending. So if Tanzania to play more of defending today, then I urge Nigerian players to play more of attacking. If they are positioning the game, which is part of our own game, part of our own pattern, it's okay. But let them play more of attacking. We have a lot of wingers that are moving with ball. They can dribble. We have a Lukman. We have a Moses Simon. Chukwueze is at the right wing there. So if they play more of attacking, feeding those strikers with ball, I believe today's game is going to be a very bigger game for them.
Okay. Yeah. And with some of the good players we have, some of the key players we have in the team, the like of their Simon, Chukwueze, Lukman, but more especially, which key player do you think could decide the match today?
Well, I would say the key player that could decide this match is Victor Osimhen, definitely, because the kind of energy that guy is playing most of the Nigerian matches, if you watch, you see that he's sometimes as if he's the only person in the field or he's the only person ready to play. You understand that? The guy plays the game with all his heart. The commitment, the way he chased the ball, the way he disturbed the opponent. You will see that commitment, that determination in him that this person is ever ready to win game for the Super Eagles. So I will urge every player in the field to play the kind of football Victor Osimhen is playing always, like almost every time. When the Super Eagles is down and trying to look for goal, and maybe the match is becoming tougher every minute by minute, and you see that almost everybody, both the fans, the expectation of everyone will not be on Osimhen, the coaches, the players there, because of what the kind of game is playing. So I don't think a particular player should decide to this game. Like they need to work as a team. Anybody can just work it. Let's assume they are playing 0-0 first up, and the game is becoming tougher, and those guys are not even ready to play. They'll be trying to see that okay, there's possibility of getting 1 point. So what all the team should do is anybody can just come in, even from as a substitute, change the game for us and give us a result, and that is it.
Okay, very good. Like you said before, every team is here to play and win the AFCON. So, but do you think Tanzania are underdog, so they really have a chance to like causing upset?
Well, every team you see in this tournament that qualify for this AFCON, well, we have some certain team that we call favorite, and we have some certain team that they call them as underdog. But there's everything that qualifies have the possibility of winning the cup, not just even qualifying from the group stage. So you cannot even say this is a game of football. The outcome, the expectations you might be having might not be the same with the reality. Yes, sometimes football will tend to surprise you. We see one of the underdog will just come on and surprise you, and even going far as getting to the final. Yes, some of these things happen even at the global stage. In World Cup, we saw the like of Ghana, we saw the like of Morocco, right? So if you look at how it is, Ghana have advanced in World Cup up to the semi-final stage, where Asamoah Gyan missed a penalty,
Yeah.
and Morocco as well. You can see the games they play in the World Cup, the previous World Cup they play. They qualify up to a certain level where nobody even expected a team like that to even qualify. So the same thing applies to this AFCON. If you are writing any other team up, you might be surprised at the end of the day, seeing even the Super Eagles themselves trying to struggle in the group stage. Because we look at this group stage very well, Tanzania, Uganda, and Tunisia. I don't see any team that Nigeria have to be struggling there, but surprisingly, anything can happen. Look at the World Cup group stage qualifiers. Which team there that will tell me we even
Nothing
compete with
there.
Nigeria?
We,
But
we
at the end
never
of the day,
we
we
never
will not
expect
even
all
qualify.
this.
Yes,
Yes.
nobody expected that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the whole mighty Super Eagles could not even qualify, could not even make it to the World Cup. So if you are writing another team up in this AFCON, we might end up getting a very great surprise. But that's not what we are wishing the Super Eagles. We are wishing them well, and I believe they are going to qualify to the next round. And even the underdog, we are calling them the Tanzania. You are saying, well, if they believe in themselves and they believe they can do it, I believe they are going to do something.
This AFCON, every team is here to play and every team is here to win the AFCON, and every team is coming with their best player. As the coach, each coach of the country is coming with to pick some of their best players to play. So tactically, what approach should each team bring to the game?
Well, you see, once with football, sometimes you may have a particular philosophy, kind of pattern you are playing. But sometimes we advise most of all these coaches we are saying, when you're having a particular philosophy that you always want to focus on, or you have this belief that this is what you want to be using, sometimes most of all these things doesn't work. But instead of you looking at those things and maybe at a crucial moment to try something else so that you will get a positive result, but they will keep on depending on that philosophy they have. That they believe that this is what they have been using and it will work for them. But look at the time when you have a limited time in a tournament like this. It's not a league. If what you are trying to work on is not working, try something else. That's why most of these coaches, when you are playing match and the game is going well, all of a sudden they will use their substitution and spoil the whole game. You don't know who player to come in and what time are you to make those substitutions. So if you're a tactical coach, you read games, you see who are into the game, then you know who are to come in and to make those differences. You understand that? Because it's not just all about substitution. Sometimes we look at substitution as maybe, okay, this player is tired, let's put any random player. No, you are substituting because you are actually looking for a difference. You're looking for a positive result. It's not just to substitute a player and put him in the field and coming to play. If that is the case, you can put a defender and substitute a striker and put a defender to go and play the striker. No, that is not how it is. But you are substituting, maybe probably this person that you're expecting something good from him in the game is not even making any impact. You remove him and bring another person. And that person you are bringing, we are already telling him outside that this is what I'm expecting you to go and play for me. You understand? A
Yes.
tactical coach will always do that. So when you are using a particular pattern and it's not working for you, as you're making a substitute, you change it. Tell them what to play, they will adapt with what you are actually giving them. You understand that? So when they walk in, the whole game, the opener will now see something different. At least if there's a chance of scoring, fine. Because sometimes whether you change the tactic or you don't change it. If that is how the outcome of the game will be, it will be. And there's nothing you can do. So that's a game of football for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How important with the midfield we have the like of their Iwobi, their Ndidi in the midfield today. But how important do you think is the midfield control going to be in this game?
Yes, in every game of football, midfield is one of the very, very vital role, important role in football. When you are playing and you are being dominated in the midfield area, it's obvious that the chance of you winning that game is very slim. You understand that?
Yeah.
When you are playing and your team is in good position of the ball, you have this confidence that no, this game is actually moving well. what you'll be expecting is the chances that will come to convert those things into goals. You understand that?
Yeah.
So if your team is playing well and you see that they are positioning, the composure and everything is going well, then you'll be expecting goal. But you can imagine when you go into a match and your team is not playing, your opponent are pressing, playing, maybe when your midfield collect the game, the ball, they will be missing, you understand, the ball control, they are missing, and the passes, they are not having these complete passes. You yourself as a spectator, you be wondering, is there any possibility of winning this game? Because if your midfield are not in total control of the game, it's obvious that even your opponent will have this confidence that, these people are not really playing nice, so let's make use of this to a kind of make a difference before they will adapt. Because football is a matter of moment. When you see that your opponent are not playing well, what you should just do is to make use of those moments and get the result. You understand that?
Yes.
So the lack of Iwobi and Ndidi, these are the most important players in the midfield. People that will put so much trust in, and I believe what they can do. Like particularly the Iwobi said, if I'm Iwobi, and sometimes in fact it's not even easy. That guy, I believe, in Super Eagles team right now is one of the players that the Nigerian fans mostly insult. But he's one of the players I like. Whether we like it or not, in the Super Eagles right now, we don't have any midfielder that is as good as that guy. That is the major. That is
Why do you say that?
Yeah, the reason why I say this, if you look at the football exposure, Iwobi has been in the Premier League. In fact, in the Nigerian history, presently the Nigerians that played in English Premier League, Iwobi is the highest appearance. Right, he has been there, the exposure. He have met a lot of coaches. He has played a lot of matches, right? And he can play. He knows just about the exposure himself. He can play. If you look at, if you're doing individuality, who do you want to compare with Iwobi in the Nigerian Super Eagles? That's why the part that when he plays some matches, he lose the ball and the kind of most of these things sometimes I say is pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, because most of these players you are saying, the game, what they wish in their heart is just to get the positive result because they know the kind of country they come from. When you have a negative result, the whole country, the whole fans, everybody will be on you.
They will cheer you up.
Yes. So you see, when they are getting the win, the whole fans will be happy. When it's in a negative result, everybody will now come after you. So you see, but sometimes not like that. You need to understand these players as well. Unless maybe the person that is not ready to play, but some of these players, what they need at that crucial moment when they are actually falling or they are actually down, what they need is more support. Yes, I know most of the Nigerian fans are not being satisfied.
Yes,
there is a lot of dissatisfaction.
Nigerian fans were not even giving.
So at this moment, what they need is support. We need to support them and encourage them so that they will do better. Because this is a tournament. If you are now focusing on what happened previously and bringing it here, when you have a low expectation and you are just discouraged already, them themselves they will